Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? Good evening. Members, I have an update on bill order for you. We will start with House Bill 949, which is an act relating to property tax yields. And then we'll move to House Bill 933, which is the miscellaneous tax bill. And then we will move to Senate Bill 208. And then we will move to House Bill 951, which is the budget. Members, at 12:35 today, the clerk emailed you the Committee of Conference report on House Bill 949, which is an act relating to homestead property tax yields, the non-homestead property tax rate, and technical changes to education finance. The Committee of Conference report is also posted on the House Overview webpage, and paper copies are available at the main table. Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to suspend our rules to take up House Bill 949 for immediate consideration, pending its entry on the notice calendar?
Madam Speaker, I make a motion to suspend rules in order to take up H 944 for immediate consideration pending its entry on the notice calendar.
The member from Poultney moves that we suspend our rules to take up House Bill 949 for immediate consideration pending its entry on the notice calendar. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have suspended rules to take up House Bill 949 for immediate consideration. House Bill 949 is an act relating to homestead property tax yields, the non-homestead property tax rate, and technical changes to education finance. The bill was referred to a Committee of Conference on the disagreeing votes of the two chambers. The Committee of Conference has met and considered the same and recommends that the House adopt its report. Member from Brattleboro.
Madam Speaker, H 949 will set the property yields and rates at a level estimated to fully fund the Education Fund in fiscal year 2027. Amend the excess spending adjustment, transfer funds to the City of Barre for an overpayment of education property tax increment, and adjust the special education census grant for inflation. This bill will also temporarily expand the Vermont renter credit while permanently expanding the circuit breaker for homestead and municipal property taxes and the maximum property tax credit a claimant could receive. Finally, this bill will place a cap on the tuition paid to a public or independent school. Spending on our schools and kids is one of the best ways we can use our resources. It's an investment in our well-being, our democracy, and our economy. The majority of our education dollars get spent locally on good union jobs. Our statewide education fund means we're all in this together. Districts decide their budgets, and then we all chip in to pay for our schools in one big fund. Despite the best and sometimes drastic efforts of our school districts, education spending is growing faster than non-property tax revenues, such as sales tax. So property taxes need to increase to make up the difference. The spending growth cannot be attributed to any one cost, but it is a mix across special education, healthcare, mental health costs, inflation, and infrastructure needs. By making a general fund transfer in this bill, we are able to offset tax increases for Vermonters at a time when many are struggling to pay their bills. Every year, our school boards and school administrators spend their summer and fall developing budgets based on their previous year's spending and the current needs of our students and staff. When the projections of next year's tax rates are released on December 1st, most boards are far along in their deliberations. Indeed, the letter is based in part on those deliberations. When the legislature convenes in January, your Ways and Means Committee begins our work to move from the projections of the tax letter to a number set in statute, our yield bill, which is before you today. We have multiple revenue sources into our state education fund, and every year our job is to make up the difference between those dollars raised and our school district spending with property taxes. This year, our other revenue sources totaled approximately $816 million. And that means that we needed to find a path forward to raise $1.7 billion. Since this bill left the House for the first time, a few of the underlying assumptions have changed, as they do most years, and anticipated spending has decreased. So that is one of the reasons that the Committee of Conference report amends the final report. These are really difficult issues for all of us and for our communities. School staff are working so hard with our kids to learn and grow. School boards are working hard to govern our districts. Our system is fragile, and many of our property taxes are too high. We have a path forward to strengthen our schools, our communities, and lower our taxes in H955, but we need to manage these next 3 years before the foundation formula, the governance changes, and the accompanying tax changes take effect. There is no perfect solution in the short term to meet the revenue needs of our schools, and the Committee of Conference report before us represents the collaborative work between our two bodies to reach compromise. H949, as amended in your Committee of Conference report, uses $100.9 million in one-time general funds and $22.33 million in unallocated education funds to reduce property taxes uniformly in fiscal year 2027. The changes you will see in the conference report before you uses as I said, $104.9 million in the general fund all in 1 year instead of the 2 as the House proposed. This brings the average increase in property taxes down to 3.5% on average, down from the original 7% estimate in December. It also includes a $4 million 1-year increase in the renter credit, which increases the maximum credit to $3,250 from $2,500, and the amount of the credit equal to 12.5% of the fair market rent from 10%. This is a 1-year credit. It sets the property dollar equivalent yield at $9,401, the income dollar equivalent yield at $12,960, and the non-homestead property tax rate at 1.643 per $100. It also increases the circuit breaker income limit, in which the property tax owners receive a credit towards both municipal and education property taxes, changing it from $47,000 to $50,000. This increases the amount of the municipal credit also from $2,600 and the education property tax credit to $6,000. This is the first change we've seen in this, I believe, since 1997. It also implements a path to the FY30 foundation formula by reducing the current excess spending threshold and provides that path towards the education opportunity payment that we laid out in H955. It creates a ramp from the current 118% in current law of the FY25 average per pupil expense adjusted for inflation by going to 115% in FY28, 114.5% in FY29, 113.5% in FY30, when the foundation formula is supposed to come into effect, and then continues on 1% a year. We do not anticipate ever going beyond the FY29 excess spending threshold of 114.5 due to the effective dates and contingencies set forth in H955. The bill before you also restricts increases in tuition rates charged by receiving schools, either public or independent, to the prior year's increase in overall state education spending, which was 3.8% this year. Madam Speaker, this bill limits the increases in property taxes in FY27 to 3.58%. It creates a slope in the lowering of the excess spending threshold to reduce education expenses in a measured way. It provides a bridge to the foundation formula. It gives low-income property owners greater assistance by increasing the limits for the circuit breaker, again for the first time since 1997. It provides low-income renters with larger renter credits during this time of inflation when rent increases are outpacing wage increases. And it limits tuition increases in order to provide some support with the new excess spending changes. There are also a number of technical fixes in the bill that are unchanged from the bill as it left the House, that are in the fiscal note that you can find on the table in the middle, as well as on the House Overview webpage and the Senate Finance page, and probably 50 other spots between the Joint Fiscal Office Committee webpage and other committee pages. Those technical changes include the payback to the city of Barry, and an inflation adjustment to the special education census grant, as well as a technical correction for the statewide adjustment, which is a bunch of math that we can explain another time. This committee of conference report, Madam Speaker, meets the immediate needs of our taxpayers, serves as a transition mechanism to the legislation that we have just passed out of this body, funds our schools, and targets some of these funds where they're needed most. We ask for your support.
The question is, shall the House adopt the report of the Committee of Conference on its part? Member from South Burlington.
Madam Speaker, I rise today because I spent last off session feeling like I didn't stand up loudly enough for public education last session when it mattered. I don't want to spend another sleepless summer, so I'm leaving it all on the field. Some folks may have looked at the JFO's great spreadsheet work and said, so what? This will only affect 13 districts that will hit the excess spending threshold. That doesn't tell the whole story. We are ignoring the fact that districts that are over or near the excess spending threshold have already made cuts to their budgets. No school board wants to tell their communities that they will be double taxed on a portion of their budget. As a former school board chair, I can tell you districts fight hard to stay under the threshold. School districts showed up when we asked them to this year. The initial projection in December was that education spending would go up roughly 6% in FY 2027. Instead, districts had the hard conversations with their communities about setting priorities and making cuts. With the vast majority of budgets finalized, the overall increase in education spending is estimated at 3.8% for next year. We are also ignoring the fact that the base for the excess spending threshold will increase by inflation, while it is hard for districts to keep budget growth within general inflation because there are pressures like healthcare benefits costs that grow faster than inflation. We will see more and more districts hit the excess spending threshold each year as a result. We are also ignoring the fact that the weights in our current system are applied incorrectly and make some districts appear to be overspending versus other districts even when they are not. Some of these quote unquote high spenders are high poverty districts that we will be punishing with additional austerity measures. We are also ignoring that embedded in the statewide average spending per pupil are districts that consistently fail budgets and are not fully funding necessary services for their kids. Those lower spending districts are dragging down the measure that is the basis for how we judge all districts in the state. For the last 2 years, we've been told over and over that there is no way to truly project what the impact of the foundation formula will be on a district by district basis because it is like comparing apples to pomegranates. We are now asking that districts manage their budgets down to the base per pupil spending in the foundation formula rather than the base plus the additional categorical grants that will be part of the total funding allocated to districts. There is a flaw in the logic, and we are creating pressure for more cuts than are necessary. We are creating this pressure before CSAs have been formed and can start producing true cost savings. We are creating this pressure before governance has been consolidated in any way that can save money. We are creating this pressure when we are forcing communities to undertake some of the most challenging conversations they've ever had about the future of public education in their towns and districts. We need to reflect on the fact that the excess spending threshold is essentially an arbitrary, blunt-edged instrument to try to control school spending. We are making political decisions about where to set this arbitrary number and comforting ourselves with the false precision of creating a ramp to another arbitrary number that has not even been set yet by the consultant tasked with doing that work. We are making districts work even harder by caving in to the demand by the administration to spend all $104.9 million of one-time funds to reduce property taxes in this election year, knowing that we are starting the education fund off in a $100 million hole next year, when all signs point to an economy that won't generate extra non-property tax revenue to continue our terrible habit of buying down rates. We are ensuring that there will be enormous pressure to make larger cuts to our system next year to avoid a spike in property taxes. We are asking school board and community members to shoulder the heavy burden of change management. At the same time, we are asking them to take on this challenging, complicated work that most of them are not trained for. We are creating resource scarcity on purpose. I am concerned that this is not a recipe for clear-headed, strategic, long-term decision-making we need for this generational transformation to be successful. I will be voting no, and I encourage others to join me. And when the vote is taken, I would request that it be taken by roll.
The member from South Burlington requests that when the vote is taken, it be taken by roll. Is the member sustained? The member is sustained. When the vote is taken, it will be taken by roll. The question is, shall the House adopt the report of the Committee of Conference on its part? Member from Pownell.
Madam Speaker, this bill delivers tax relief to all Vermonters, to homeowners, to renters, to seniors, to all of us. At the same time, it builds the bridge to the foundation formula that will deliver the equitable and predictable distribution of education funds that create meaningful opportunities for our children. The implementation of 949's expansions to the Vermont renter credit and the property tax circuit breaker will bring real relief to several hundred households where it is very much needed. Furthermore, the excess spending thresholds will help us prepare for a funding system that can deliver the results Vermonters are calling for and have continued calling for. Our kids are growing up faster than many of us did, confronting challenges that many of us did not. From Derby to Pownell, Madam Speaker, and throughout Burlington's Old North End and its downtown, there are educational needs that we meet not from week to week and not from year to year, but across the overlapping arcs of a child's development, a teacher's career, and a family's growth. For these reasons and others, I am voting yes on H949. I welcome the body to do the same.
The question is, shall the House adopt the report of the Committee of Conference on its part? Member from St. Albans City.
Madam Speaker, I appreciate the eloquent explanations of the Rube Goldberg formulas of how education is funded. That said, I think that our adherence to an obsolete educational delivery system runs counter to the detriment of our children and to Vermonters in general. And I know that there are a lot of members who are seated here today with the intent of fixing this, and I just don't think we've done it, and I can't support this yield bill.
Are you ready for the question? Member from Berry City.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise in strong support of this year's yield bill, and not just because of the property tax overpayment refund to Berry City, although it certainly is appreciated. I want to zero in on, the why of this bill and where things stand in the broader context of education transformation. Because through the bill that was passed earlier today, H955, just as with Act 73 last year, we all understand in this chamber that there is a lot more work to do. I think we all agree that the property tax buy-down, for example, is not sustainable from a financial standpoint. Our education finance system today is not sustainable from a funding perspective. I would urge the chamber to think of this buy-down as bridge funding to the very, very good outcomes that we've designed in Act 73 and 955. For the city of Barrie, which is nearly 60% renters, I'm a renter myself, this increase in the renter credit is going to be hugely important for those families who are struggling to put food on the table, struggling to put gas in the car. Representing a city that has a significant number of fixed income seniors, this increase to the circuit breaker, which hasn't been updated since 1997, the year I was born, this is the first update we're making to that mechanism. This is going to help low-income seniors stay in their homes longer. The excess spending mechanism is imperfect. I think we all understand that. But it is part of the overall work of education transformation. And I think it's also important to remember, as the member from Brattleboro pointed out earlier, we are not going to get any further than the second step in this excess spending mechanism before the foundation formula kicks in. And just like we did with 955 in relation to Act 73, we came back this year and we made fixes because we don't get everything right the first time. That's what happens when you have a citizen legislature. So, if I'm fortunate enough to come back, I'm looking forward to digging into the work and saying, was this mechanism the right way to go? Were the numbers we picked, perfect? They're not going to be. We have to accept the fact that as we move through this transformational work of changing education finance, of changing education governance, and changing education delivery, we're not going to get everything right. But, the folks in Berry City, my students in Berry City, my teachers, my taxpayers, they're asking us to do our best and try. We cannot let perfect be the enemy of good in these education bills, in the yield bill, in anything we do in this legislature, because people are desperately asking us to act, to address affordability, to address unsustainable property tax growth. So, Madam Speaker, I would just ask that everyone accept that we have more work to do, everyone accept that none of us is perfect, and accept that we're going to have to do this again next year, because the people in Berry City and the people and the students in the 13 districts that would be affected by this new excess spending threshold, they deserve us to keep trying our best. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Are you ready for the question? Member from West Windsor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May I please remain seated?
You may.
Thank you. As a member of one of the 13 towns that was just mentioned by the previous speaker, the difference between spending and cost is what we eat. The rise in cost for everyday items such as fuel and school supplies that our districts have to eat, on top of rising healthcare, competition for staff in our region, and the failure to address student mental health, which is extremely acute in our area. Eat all of it, eat it. While I appreciate the offset of the tax rate in buying it down, lowering the spending threshold in a year when the bill for that comes due is wrong. So we eat it. I wish for this legislature that one day we could return to understanding the notion of education as a public good worth investment and not as a business. We have a problem in our area, in the Upper Valley, that has caused our penalties, if realized as in the projections of the spreadsheets provided, they will be tenfold or more of that in the rest of the state. We are not overspending. We are struggling. This year in my school district, we passed a level service budget and still had to cut 5 positions to get closer to the threshold. We were nowhere near it and incurred a $500,000 penalty. Nor will we be near it next year. We were not asking for exemptions from this. Since March, I have been asking for help. Help to take a look at this and understand what has caused it and help to find a way to fix it. Instead of help, Upper Valley districts are told we're spending too much. Next year, we are told we will have to tell our taxpayers, not that they will receive relief from taxes, we will have to tell our taxpayers to eat $6.5 million in penalties. For what? To what end? What are we doing here? I hear over and over and over, the goal of all of this is to increase access to high quality education for every student. When a whole area gets screwed in a manner such as this, and adjacent districts must cut the very programs that maintain or improve outcomes, how exactly are we providing equitable access to high quality education? When you choose not to help us, choose to tank our entire area, the claims of such aspiration are meaningless. I would not ever vote in favor of a bill that will have such a severe detrimental impact on every one of the families in my district. And I find it unforgivable that we're not being given a chance to work through a solution outside an environment of peril.
The question is, shall the House adopt the report of the Committee of Conference on its part? Member from Norwich.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I want rising right now to echo the words of my colleague from Windsor and also my unbelievably impressive colleague from Williston. South Burlington. There's too many. We need change. However, transformation is not something that happens because we pass a bill. It happens when institutions, people, and systems develop the capacity to do things differently. And that is where I am struggling with this yield bill. For some, this yield bill makes all the contingencies that were so carefully laid out in 955 irrelevant. For places like Canaan, Danville, Thetford, and many other districts, this bill assumes that they can rapidly reduce spending before the conditions exist that would actually allow them to operate differently. This turns the entire logic of the last biennium on its head. For 2 years, we have said the same thing. We have said build capacity first, create shared services first, help districts achieve scale first, and then savings will follow. That was the logic behind the House Education Committee's recommendation for cooperative education service areas. Those service areas, which are used widely in many states and in most rural states, recognize an important reality. Many districts, including what we think of as big districts, cannot solve today's challenges alone. They need access to shared special education expertise, professional development, technical support, the kind of things that actually I took for granted when I first started in education in Vermont, purchasing power, staffing capacity, and operational assistance. Some of these are things the Agency of Ed used to provide. Others are exactly the kinds of supports districts need now to manage rising costs and increasing complexity. Those systems do not exist right now. The shared staffing, professional supports, and the savings that we have promised districts remain on paper. This bill asks some districts to produce massive savings before the tools needed to achieve those savings exist. This morning, a trapeze was used as a metaphor for transformational change. And it's kind of funny because I put about 40,000 miles on my car every year as Secretary of Education with a PowerPoint that included a trapeze. But we talked about the trapeze and the need for rigging and safety mats, our need to be there to support implementation so districts could do hard things and know they were safe. Because a trapeze artist can only let go of one bar when they trust that there is another one within reach. For 2 years, we told districts that we would build the supports, partnerships, and capacity needed to make a hard transition possible. But before those supports exist, we are now asking them to let go anyway, and that is a breach of trust. When spending is compressed faster than systems can be redesigned, districts don't eliminate inefficiency. They cut pre-kindergarten. They reduce professional development. They give up their community schools work, something that we've passed that may be great, but it is driving up cost. Programs disappear and support for students become thinner. Sometimes schools close, and they are closing now, and they are leaving regions without access to public schools. Sometimes the schools near them don't accept them, and we end up sending schools out of state. One of the most striking statistics I heard this session was that 42% of Vermont students who are tuitioned to Granville High School in New York have IEPs. That's nearly 3 times the statewide average. Those are Vermont children, and they need to be able to attend school in Vermont. And they remind us that when public capacity disappears, the consequences don't fall evenly across all students. Large-scale transformation depends on strong implementation capacity, and our record here in Vermont on that should make us very humble as we take on such high-risk transformation. Act 173 of 2018 promised earlier intervention, extensive professional development so that teachers could improve the learning of struggling learners, and much of that work was never done. And here we are now paying the price. The legislature invested millions in a statewide student information system. Years later, we still struggle with data gaps and inconsistencies that have complicated analysis and decision-making. Districts today often receive less support in areas such as professional development, curriculum, technical assistance, and special education than they did even just a decade ago, even as expectations have become more complex. Now, they each have to independently recreate locally what was once supported centrally, and that drives up costs. This is not a criticism of the dedicated people doing this work. It is a recognition that capacity and quality implementation matter, and this bill is undermining that. Transformation is just a pile of rumpled paper without the expertise, support, trust, and implementation that our school districts need to make it real. Madam Speaker, my concern is not that Vermont should stand still. We can't afford to do so. My concern is that after 2 years of saying we need to build capacity before demanding savings, for the districts that are now affected by this penalty, we are demanding the savings first. We are forcing fiscal convergence before we've built the operational capacity and the supports that make convergence possible. We're doing it on the basis of a funding formula that did not follow the recommendations of the American Institutes for Research, and those choices distort who ends up in the penalty box. It's arbitrary. We are also doing this based on data, as was mentioned by the representative from South Burlington, that predates many of the legislative demands that we have since imposed on schools. In our regions, these regions that are being impacted by this penalty, we are leveling down before we have understood the impact or built the systems needed to level up, and that's not going to lead to transformation. The result's going to be instability, school closure, and harm to other people's children. And in a rural state, instability, again, doesn't fall evenly. It falls hardest on communities with the fewest alternatives and the least capacity to absorb disruption. That's why I can't support asking districts to make this accelerated funding cut before we've built the supports, provided the crash mats, and provided the rigging that would allow them to land safely without harming the children in their regions. These are other people's children, and they deserve our best work. For those reasons, I cannot support this yield bill. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
So the question is, shall the House adopt the report of the Committee of Conference on its part? Member from Jericho.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've been back and forth on what I'm going to do with this bill. This bill funds our schools. We have to fund our schools. What we're dealing with is an incredibly complex system. It's designed to create equity. It's designed to make sure that people pay what they can more or less afford. So it's the complexity, right, is what makes it divorced from, divorce is the, gosh, I'm so messed up here. So we vote on our budgets. Our budgets, we pass way before we know what our property bills are going to be. And there's no way to connect those two things for the average taxpayer. And that's incredibly frustrating. And that's why most of us are sitting in here trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Well, maybe not most of us, but a lot of us. I worry that we don't have partners in the executive branch to create that safety net that we've been hearing that we need. They can't provide the technical support soon enough to save enough school districts. We need a strong public school system. We need a strong public school system. We need partners at the agency that have the technical expertise to support our schools. We need them to have more experience in what it takes to merge districts and how to support schools, and how to support the districts that are being squeezed as we continue to pressure them to keep costs down, because our taxpayers can't deal with it either. We need to be able to educate every single one of our kids in a public school across the state. I'm going to vote yes on this yield bill, knowing that it's not a perfect bill, knowing that we need better partners, and knowing that I'm probably going to have some of those sleepless nights. But I think we have time to fix it before it gets to the point. And I hope, I'm begging, that our partners in the executive branch, those partners that are here 365 days a year, can work with the schools, can support those schools, and can keep them open, and can ensure that these kids are getting the supports that they need and the education that they deserve.
The question is, shall the House adopt the report of the Committee of Conference on its part? Are you ready for the question? Member from Essex Junction.
Madam Speaker, this work is super hard. And that's why we're here, to help Vermonters. H 949 meets the needs of our taxpayers who are demanding property tax relief now. It also helps transition us to the foundation formula. H 949, most importantly, funds our schools and targets some of these funds where they're needed most. Madam Speaker, your body knows that other costs are putting pressure on the property taxes and education fund. In fact, I want to remind the body that we passed healthcare policy this year that will have a direct impact on the education fund. We did the same thing last year, and we will continue to do that work. And yes, we need more support from our partners, but that shouldn't stop us from moving forward. I again want to thank our committees and the staff for all their work. I'm proud to vote yes, and I hope to come back and keep working to support our taxpayers and our kids. I urge the body to vote yes.
Are you ready for the question? If so, will the clerk please call the roll?
Arsenault of Williston. Austin of Colchester.
2 minutes. Will the House please come to order? Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? I would like to remind members that we are in the middle of a roll call vote. Members and guests are prohibited from using computers, phones, or any type of an electronic device. Please refrain from the passing of notes and conversation during a roll call. And when the clerk calls your name, please answer in a loud and clear voice so the clerk can accurately record your votes. The question is, shall the House adopt the report of the Committee of Conference on its part? Will the clerk please continue to call the roll?
Bailey of Hyde Park. Bartholomew of Heartland. Bartley of Fairfax. Rebecca Vanuski. Byronger of Jens. Bishop of Colchester. Black of Essex. Bloomley of Burlington. Boswell of Westminster. Bosch of Clarendon. Boonaberry City. Boyden of Cambridge. Brady of Williston. Brannigan of Georgia. Brigham of St. Albans Town. Brown of Richmond. Burdett of West Rutland. Burker Brattleboro.
Yes.
Burkhardt of South Burlington. Burrows of West Windsor. Berta Cabot. Campbell St. Johnsbury. Canfield of Fairhaven. Kears Duncan of Whitingham. Casey Montpelier. Casey Hubbardton. Chapin of East Montpelier. Charlton of Chester. Christie of Hartford. Gina of Burlington. Coffin of Cavendish. Cole of Hartford. Conlon of Cornwall. Cooper of Pownell. Corcoran of Bennington. Critchlow of Colchester. Tamara of Venusburg. Dickinson of St. Albans Town. Dobrovich of Williamstown. Dodge of Essex. Dolan of Essex Junction. Dolgan of St. Johnsbury. Donny of Northfield. Duke of Burlington. Deerfrey of Shaftesbury. Eastus of Guilford. Emmons of Springfield. Feltus of Linden. Galfetti of Berrytown. Garifano of Essex. Gorman of Rockingham. Goodnow of Brattleboro. Ghostland of Northfield. Branning of Jericho. Greer of Bennington. Gregoire of Fairfield. Hango of Berkshire. Harpel of Glover. Harvey of Castleton. Hedrick of Burlington. Higley of Lowell. Holcomb of Norwich. Hooper of Randolph. Houghton of Essex Junction. Howard of Rutland City. Holland of Rutland Town. Hoyt of Hartford. Hunter of Manchester. James of Manchester. Kosenska of Burke. Keyser of Rutland City. Kimball of Woodstock. Klepner of Burlington. Kornheiser of Brattleboro. Krasnow of South Burlington. Labor of Morgan. Lally of Shelburne. Malone of South Burlington. Lamont of Morristown. LaRush of Franklin. Lipsky of Stowe. Logan of Burlington. Long of Newfane. Long of Milton. Leaders of Lincoln. Luno of St. Albans City. McGuire of Rutland City. Malay of Pittsford. Marcotte of Coventry. Maslin of Thetford. McKenna Montpelier. McCoy of Pulteney. McGill of Bridport. Mickless of Milton. Mahaly of Calais. Minier of South Burlington. Morgan Ella Milton. Morgan Emma Milton. Morris of Springfield. Morrissey of Bennington. Morrow of Weston. Rowicki of Putney. Nelson of Derby. Nielsen of Brandon. Niagara of Bennington. North of Ferrisburg. Noyes of Woket. Nugent of South Burlington. O'Brien of Tunbridge. Odie of Burlington. Oliver of Sheldon. Olson of Starksboro. Page of Newport City. Parsons of Newberry. Pezzo of Colchester. Pinson of Dorset. Couch of Heinsberg. Powers of Waterford. Priestley of Bradford. Pritchard of Pollitt. Quimby of Linden. Rachelson of Burlington. Sakowitz of Randolph. Shy of Middlebury. Scully of Burlington. Sheldon of Middlebury. Sibilia of Dover. Susie of Berrytown. Southworth of Walden. Squirrel of Underhill. Steady of Milton. Stevens of Waterbury. Stone of Burlington. Sweeney of Shelburne. Taglia of Corinth. Taylor of Mendon. Tomlinson of Winooski. Torrey Moretown. Walker of Swanton. Waz's Berry City. Waters Evans of Charlotte. Wells of Brownington. White of Waitsfield. White of Bethel. Winter of Ludlow. Wood of Waterbury. Yakavoni of Morristown. Arsenault of Williston. Bartholomew of Heartland. Rebecca of Winooski. Boslin of Westminster. Christie of Hartford. Chena Burlington. Gregoire of Fairfield. Hooper of Randolph. Howard of Rutland City. McGuire of Rutland City. Niagara of Bennington. North of Ferrisburg. O'Brien of Tunbridge. Parsons of Newberry. Scully of Burlington. Torrey Moretown. And Winter of Ludlow.
Member from Burlington? You may.
Gina of Burlington.
For purpose of explanation, member from Williston.
I voted no on the Committee of Conference report for H949. We've seen these so-called glide paths before, and the result has not been good. In the case of Act 127, it was disastrous, requiring last-minute legislative action in an attempt to correct our mistakes. Applying relatively simple concepts on top of our incredibly complex education funding system does not work. The reduced excess spending threshold in this bill compounds existing pressures on school districts, as does the one-time buy-down. When it comes to our schools, our communities, our kids, I believe we must value smart policy over short-term political wins.
Member from Cavendish.
Madam Speaker, may I explain my vote?
You may.
As much as I want to see the property tax brought down to 3.5%, that comes at the price of my constituents that are part of the 8 sacrificial lambs that make this work.
Member from Montpelier.
Madam Speaker, may I explain my vote?
You may.
The legislation passed this year adds an enormous amount of work to school districts and volunteer school boards. The yield bill is squeezing schools at a rate faster than the timeline for the foundation formula, expecting more for less. For this, I voted no.
Members, please listen to the results of your vote. Those voting yes, 111. Those voting no, 23. The ayes have it, and the report of the Committee of Conference is adopted. Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to deliver House Bill 949 to the governor forthwith?
Madam Speaker, I make a motion to deliver H949 to the governor forthwith.
The member from Poultney moves that we deliver House Bill 949 to the governor forthwith. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have ordered House Bill 949 to be delivered to the governor forthwith. Members, at 12:35 today, the clerk emailed you the Committee of Conference report on House Bill 933, which is an act relating to miscellaneous administrative and policy changes to the tax laws. The Committee of Conference report is also posted on the House Overview webpage, and paper copies are available at the main table. Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to suspend our rules to take up House Bill 933 for immediate consideration pending its entry on the notice calendar?
Madam Speaker, I make a motion to suspend rules in order to take up H933 for immediate consideration pending its entry on the notice calendar.
The member from Poultney moves that we suspend our rules to take up House Bill 933 for immediate consideration pending its entry on the notice calendar. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have suspended rules to take up House Bill 933 for immediate consideration. House Bill 933 is an act relating to miscellaneous administrative and policy changes to the tax laws. The bill was referred to a Committee of Conference on the disagreeing votes of the two chambers. The Committee of Conference has met and considered the same and recommends that the House adopt its report. Member from Brattleboro. Member from Brattleboro.
So sorry, Madam Speaker. I believe that the member from Woodstock is reporting this bill.
The member from Woodstock.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is an exciting topic at this stage in the game, miscellaneous tax bill. On behalf of my fellow conferees, Representatives Kornheiser and Canfield, I am pleased to report that your appointed members to the Committee of Conference on H933, the miscellaneous tax bill, reached an agreement with our Senate counterparts this morning. Madam Speaker, members can find the Committee of Conference report in addition to the places that you mentioned on the table and also on the House website. That and the fiscal note are all on the page of our conference committee hosts, the Senate Committee on Finance on their legislative website dated today, May 29th, for yet another place. The fiscal note from the Joint Fiscal Office is updated to reflect the agreements we made, but also reflects the fiscal impacts of the original underlying bill. Members will remember that H933, when it left the House, had 64 sections. There are parts of this bill that address the link up to the federal tax code that are critical to the revenues of the state and were painstakingly researched by the Joint Fiscal Office, Legislative Council, and the Tax Department. I am confident that the members do not want me to review all of the technical parts of the bill, though I am happy to answer any questions about them if need be. Instead, Madam Speaker, I'd like to focus on the things we agreed to and the changes we made together in the 8-page Committee of Conference report, which contains 7 instances of amendment to the Senate's counterproposal. But first, there are proposals that the Senate made to us which we agreed to. Some of them are considered to be technical corrections as follows. Number 1, for current use, we allow one owner or a forester on behalf of one owner to sign a forest management plan for purposes of current use enrollment. Currently, all owners are required to sign. Second, we allow for a 30-day appeal period for objections to a property valuation appeal made to the property valuation PVR. Currently, the appeal period is 14 days. It also excludes one-way broadcast radio or television transmissions equipment from evaluation by PVR. It's a clarification because in the underlying bill, it subjects two-way communication equipment to evaluation by PVR, something that is new to them. Number 4 is technical, but it adds sections 63 and 63B, 63A and 63B. It clarifies legislative intent about Burlington's waterfront tax increment financing district regarding the retention of the statewide education property tax in response to concerns raised by the state auditor about a lack of clarity in statute. Number 5, it delayed by 1 year the decoupling of the exemption for the sale of qualified small business stock to be fair to those who in the current year are managing their affairs and planning accordingly. Number 6 is a new section. It amends the section of 933 that repealed the authority of the Commissioner of Fish and Wildlife rule on fees for the use of fish and wildlife lands and facilities. It was brought to our attention after passage that it would leave the department without the ability to charge fees, so we are amending the wording so that the existing fees can remain in place until new fees are defined by rule or in statute through July 1st, 2027. In H928, which was this body passed earlier this week, I believe, a miscellaneous bill on fish and wildlife, we added into statute most of all the fees charged by the Department of Fish and Wildlife, except for the tuition fees for programs held at the conservation camps. Those would have to be renewed or revised in 2027. Some things that are reflected in the budget are in this bill. First, the downtown and village center tax credit is revised to $3,500,000, up from the current $3 million in statute. We had proposed to go to $4 million. The $3,500,000 is reflected in the budget. In sections 62 and 63, and including 63C and 63D, concerning the allocation of meals and rooms and purchase and use tax revenues, in 933, we had made changes in the percent of the purchase and use tax going to the transportation fund. In this report, we are agreeing that it is the intent of the General Assembly to gradually shift additional revenue from the purchase and use tax to the transportation fund. So a greater percentage is being allocated to the purchase and use tax, going to 79% in fiscal year 28. To make up the difference in the education fund, the allocation in the rooms and meals tax in FY 28 is being increased to 32.5% in FY 28. The decrease in the general fund is approximately $10 million by these maneuvers, these changes, which will have to be addressed in the FY 28 budget. Things we did not agree to from the Senate bill. The Senate, by way of a floor amendment, when they were considering H 933, added a provision that would use the pilot special fund to increase the share with municipalities if the balance was over $18 million in the fund. This was struck from the bill with the agreement of the conferees that we need to take up issues around the pilot special fund in 2027. Things we negotiated: scholarship granting organizations. Members will remember that the House was adamant that the legislature retain the authority to manage tax policy and not cede that to the governor's office. The Senate proposed instead that the governor be allowed to identify scholarship granting organizations, and they put some real guardrails around the qualified use of the funds with extensive reporting requirements, such as the total amount of scholarships, the number of recipients, a complete list of after-school programs, summer programs, tutoring, etc., number of individual donors, the total amount of money donated, total amount spent on administrative costs, a list of employees. They heard our concerns about having bona fide programs being accessed, so they agreed to our requirement that memorandums of understanding be established for eligible programs between program providers and schools. We were comfortable with these guardrails and so agreed to their position. Madam Speaker, this miscellaneous tax bill achieves an incredible amount of tax policy work that is imperative to the revenues of the state. We humbly ask for the body's support.
The question is, shall the House adopt the report of the Committee of Conference on its part? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and the report of the Committee of Conference is adopted. Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to deliver House Bill 933 to the governor forthwith? Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to deliver House Bill 933 to the governor forthwith?
Madam Speaker, I make a motion to deliver H 933 to the governor forthwith.
The member from Poultney moves that we deliver House Bill 933 to the governor forthwith. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have ordered House Bill 933 to be delivered to the governor forthwith. Member from Essex Junction, on our notice calendar is the Committee of Conference report on Senate Bill 208, which is an act relating to standards for law enforcement identification. Can you please offer us a motion to suspend rules to take up Senate Bill 208 off the notice calendar for immediate consideration?
Madam Speaker, I move that we suspend our rules to take up Senate Bill 208 off the notice calendar for immediate consideration, and I request that when the vote is taken, it be taken by roll.
The member from Essex Junction requests that when the vote is taken, it be taken by roll. Is the member sustained? The member is sustained. When the vote is taken, it will be taken by roll. The question is, shall we suspend our rules to take up Senate Bill 208 off the notice calendar for immediate consideration? Are you ready for the question? If so, will the clerk please call the roll?
Arsenault of Williston.
2 minutes. Will the House please come to order? Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? I would like to remind members that we are in the middle of a roll call vote. Members and guests are prohibited from using computers, phones, or any type of an electronic device. Please refrain from the passing of notes and conversation during a roll call. And when the clerk calls your name, please answer in a loud and clear voice so the clerk can accurately record your votes. The question is, shall we suspend our rules to take up Senate Bill 2808 off the notice calendar for immediate consideration? Will the clerk please continue to call the roll?
Austin of Colchester. Bailey of Hyde Park. Bartholomew of Heartland. Bartley of Fairfax. Rebecca Wanuski. Byron of Virgins. Bishop of Colchester. Black of Essex. Bloomley of Burlington. Boslin of Westminster. Bosch of Clarendon. Goonaberry City. Boyden of Cambridge. Brady of Williston. Brannigan of Georgia. Brigham of St. Albans Town. Brown of Richmond. Burdett of West Rutland. Burke of Brattleboro. Burkhardt of South Burlington. Burrows of West Windsor. Berta Cabot. Campbell of St. Johnsbury. Canfield of Fairhaven. Kerstunken of Whitingham. Casey Montpelier. Casey Hubbardton. Chapin of East Montpelier. Charlton of Chester. Christie of Hartford. Chena of Burlington. Coffin of Cavendish. Cole of Hartford. Conlon of Cornwall. Cooper of Pownell. Corcoran of Bennington. Critchlow of Colchester. Damar of Venusburg. Dickinson of St. Albans Town. Dobrovich of Williamstown. Dodge of Essex. Dolan of Essex Junction. Dogan of St. Johnsbury. Donahue of Northfield. Duke of Burlington. Durfee of Shaftesbury. Eastis of Guilford. Emmons of Springfield. Feltus of Linden. Galfetti of Berry Town. Garifano of Essex. Gorman of Rockingham. Goodnow of Brattleboro. Ghostland of Northfield. Granting of Jericho. Greer of Bennington. Gregoire of Fairfield. Hengo of Berkshire. Harpel of Glover. Harvey of Castleton. Hedrick of Burlington. Higley of Lowell. Holcomb of Norwich. Hooper of Randolph. Houghton of Essex Junction. Howard of Rutland City. Holland of Rutland Town. Hoyt of Hartford. Hunter of Manchester. James of Manchester. Kosenska of Burke. Keyser of Rutland City. Kimball Woodstock. Klepner of Burlington. Kornheiser of Brattleboro. Krasnow South Burlington. Labor of Morgan. Lally of Shelburne. Malone of South Burlington. Lamont of Morristown. LaRush of Franklin. Lipsky of Stowe. Logan of Burlington. Long of Newfane. Long of Milton. Leaders of Lincoln. Luno of St. Albans City. McGuire of Rutland City. Malay of Pittsford. Marcotte of Coventry. Maslin of Thetford. McKenna Montpelier. McCoy of Pulteney. McGillip of Port. Mickless of Milton. Mahoney of Callis. Minier of South Burlington. Morgan Ella Milton. Morgan Emma Milton. Morse of Springfield. Morsey of Bennington. Morrow of Weston. Rowicki of Putney. Nelson of Derby. Nielsen of Brandon. Niagara of Bennington. North of Ferrisburg. Noyes of Woket. Nugent of South Burlington. O'Brien of Tunbridge. Odie of Burlington. Oliver of Sheldon. Olson of Starksboro. Page of Newport City. Parsons of Newberry. Pezzo of Colchester. Pintonall of Dorset. Pouch of Heinsberg. Powers of Waterford. Priestley of Bradford. Pritchard of Pollitt. Quimby of Linden. Rachelson of Burlington. Sackwitz of Randolph. Shia Middlebury. Scully of Burlington. Sheldon of Middlebury. Sibilia of Dover. Susie of Berrytown. Southworth of Walden. Squirrel of Underhill. Steady of Milton. Stevens of Waterbury. Stone of Burlington. Sweeney of Shelburne. Taglavia Krint. Taylor Mendon. Tomlinson Winooski. Torrey Moortown. Walker Swanton. Wasazaka Berry City. Waters Evans of Charlotte. Wells of Brownington. White of Waitsfield. White of Bethel. Winter of Ludlow. Wood of Waterbury. Yakavoni Morristown. Bartholomew of Heartland. Bartley of Fairfax. Boston of Westminster. Burroughs of West Windsor. Christie of Hartford. Gregoire of Fairfield. Hooper of Randolph. Howard of Rutland City. McGuire of Rutland City. Niagara of Bennington. North of Ferrisburg. O'Brien of Tunbridge. Parsons of Newberry. Sackowitz of Randolph. Scully of Burlington. Torrey Moortown. And Winter of Ludlow.
For purpose of explanation, member from Rockingham.
Madam Speaker, I believe the body should have the opportunity to hear the report of the Committee of Conference on S208. Vermonters deserve to see and know who the law officers are operating in our state.
Member from Jericho.
Vermonters deserve the protections that S208 provides. The legislature should be allowed to vote on this bill without additional cost to taxpayers.
Member from Bridport.
Madam Speaker, I voted yes because the question is really about whether this body is willing to have a timely debate and take a public vote on an issue that Vermonters have made clear matters deeply to them. I led the effort to bring this bill to its current form because I heard overwhelmingly from my community that they wanted action. In fact, I heard more from constituents about this issue than any other single issue we have considered this biennium. Whether members ultimately support or oppose the bill, Vermonters deserve to know where their elected officials stand. They deserve a transparent vote.
Member from Heinsberg.
Madam Speaker, I voted yes to suspend rules and allow this body to take up S208. My constituents reached out in droves asking for an honest vote on this bill. By not allowing a fair vote, we put a mask on democracy.
Member from Brownington.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My nephew has 4 children. He's got a mortgage and he's got car payments. He works 60 to 70 hours a week to put food on the table, to pay for dancing lessons for his daughters, and to buy soccer spikes for his sons. He coaches baseball in the summer and hockey in the winter. My nephew is a United States federal ICE agent. Now, I know many people think it's fashionable to ridicule law enforcement at all levels and paint them all with the same brush, no matter their daily activities. With a young family at home, I totally understand why he wants his identity concealed.
Member from Burlington.
Madam Speaker, may I explain my vote?
You may.
Madam Speaker, when it comes to protecting Vermonters from ICE, obstruction is collaboration. I vote yes for fair debate of this important issue.
Member from Berrytown.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May I explain my vote?
You may.
The Senate put back in the language this body lacked the courage to last time we considered 208. I see no reason to advance the bill strictly to allow people to flip-flop.
Members, member from Essex.
May I speak?
You may.
I vote yes because
because I don't want Vermont to be ruled by brown shirt thugs.
Members, rules suspension requires 3/4 of the members present and voting. Please listen to the results of your vote. There were 132 members present and voting. 3/4 of that number is 99. Those voting yes, 81. Those voting no, 51. 3/4 of the members not having voted in favor of suspending rules, the motion fails. Members, at 12:35 today, the clerk emailed you the Committee of Conference report on House Bill 951, which is an act relating to making appropriations for the support of government. The Committee of Conference report is also available and posted on the House Overview webpage, and paper copies are available at the main table. Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to suspend rules to take up House Bill 951 for immediate consideration pending its entry on the notice calendar?
Madam Speaker, I make a motion to suspend rules to take up H 951 for immediate consideration pending its entry on the notice calendar.
The member from Poultney moves that we suspend our rules to take up House Bill 951 for immediate consideration pending its entry on the notice calendar. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have suspended rules to take up House Bill 951 for immediate consideration. House Bill 951 is an act relating to making appropriations for the support of the government. The bill was referred to a committee of conference on the disagreeing votes of the two chambers. The committee of conference has met and considered the same and recommends that the House adopt its report. Member from Middlebury.
Madam Speaker, I recognize that I stand between everyone and adjournment, so I will be brief. The Committee of Conference report for the FY27 budget, H 951, was voted out unanimously late last night and agreed to by the Senate this afternoon. The committee worked with administration officials, standing committees, and many interested stakeholders. The 6 conferees worked together to resolve differences between the House and the Senate, with many compromises made along the way by both sides. In a very tight budget year, some of the goals we had going into this conference included primary care, food, housing, and economic development. We wanted to take care of Vermonters who have needs now, especially with the changes that continue to come out of Washington, D.C., in addition to building for the future. A few highlights that reflect these priorities include $717,000 for primary care loan repayment and primary care provider placement services, $924,000 additional for Vermont's free and referral clinics to support healthcare services to Vermonters without health insurance, $350,000 for the Bridges to Health program, $3.7 million in global commitment funds to support primary care providers, and increases to designated agencies, specialized service agencies, home and provider community-based service providers, and the Office of the Healthcare Advocate. We also gave over $5 million, appropriated over $5 million in food-related programs, including Meals on Wheels, the Vermont Food Bank, NOFA's Cash Crop Plus, and the Farm Share programs. We appropriated $4 million for the Vermont Housing Improvement Program and $1 million for the Rental Arrears Assistance Fund, $800,000 for the Manufactured Home Improvement and Repair Program. We appropriated $150,000 to the Vermont Small Business Development Center so they could pull down more in federal funds, $250,000 to the Vermont Council on Rural Development for technical support in rural communities. We appropriated $2 million to the Rural Industrial Development Program to support grant funding to federally impacted properties around the state. And we appropriated $1.35 million to the Agency of Transportation to help pay for damages to infrastructure in the Northeast Kingdom due to 2025 flooding that did not receive FEMA money. In addition, as I mentioned this morning at the Caucus of the Whole, we appropriated $12 million to the University of Vermont for their multipurpose sports facility. Thanks to our treasurer, we were able to fund this with an unexpected additional $10 million from unclaimed property, and we only needed to use $2 million from the Higher Ed Endowment Trust Fund so that scholarships for Vermonters won't be negatively affected. And we appropriated $3.5 million to the Agency of Human Services from the $30 million that we carried forward from last year to respond to federal funding changes and other emerging needs. This appropriation will expand statewide capacity to support SNAP and Medicaid beneficiaries in obtaining and maintaining access to their benefits. And given the fact that revenues are slightly above projections through April, we put in a contingency list. There are only 2 items on that list. The first priority is to fully restore the amount of interest we took from the Technology Modernization Fund, a little over $9.4 million. The next $30 million, or as much as is available after the $9.4 million and up to $30 million, is to be reserved, as we did last year, for addressing future federal fund shortfalls, Vermont Medicaid and other human services needs, property tax relief, permanent housing initiatives, or any other uses determined to be in the best interest of the public. The House and Senate conferees worked well together and were able to reconcile our differences and compromises needed. The result is what I believe is a stronger budget that reflects the need of Vermonters across the state. I would like to thank the amazing staff at the Joint Fiscal Office who worked long hours with endless patience as we asked questions, often more than once, revised language at the last minute, changed numbers and changed them back again, created spreadsheets for nearly everything, and were resolutely supportive throughout the process. We could never have put this budget together without you. And finally, I want to thank my fellow House conferees, the member from Linden and the member from Burlington, who worked tirelessly to get answers and kept me informed as to their own thinking and were willing to compromise in order to come to agreement, even when it was hard to do so. You can't compromise unless everyone is willing, and this team was willing. You have my heartfelt thanks and gratitude. Madam Speaker, as I've stated already, the vote of the Committee of Conference was a unanimous 6-0 vote, and we ask the body to support your House team by voting yes. Thank you.
The question is, shall the House adopt the report of the Committee of Conference on its part? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and the report of the Committee of Conference is adopted. Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to deliver House Bill 951 to the governor forthwith?
Madam Speaker, I make a motion to deliver H 951 to the Senate, to the governor forthwith.
The member from Poultney moves that we deliver House Bill 951 to the governor forthwith. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have ordered House Bill 951 to be delivered to the governor forthwith. Members, we have our final adjournment resolution to take up at this time. JRS 56 is a joint resolution relating to final adjournment of the General Assembly in 2026. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
JRS 56, joint resolution relating to final adjournment of the General Assembly in 2026. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives adjourn their respective houses sine die on the 29th or 30th day of May, 2026.
Now you've heard the reading of the resolution, and the question is, shall the House adopt the resolution in concurrence? Are you ready for the question? Member from Burlington.
Is this debatable?
It is debatable.
I would much prefer that we postpone adjournment today until we have an opportunity to talk about S208. We could postpone adjournment until 12:01 and have that debate, unless everything that just happened was just for a performance. So I will be voting no.
The House will stand in recess for a moment. Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? The question is, shall the House adopt the resolution in concurrence? Are you ready for the question? If so, member from Burlington.
Madam Speaker, due to the important impact of S28 on our open democracy, when the vote is taken to adjourn, I ask that it be taken by roll.
Will the House please come to order? The member from Burlington requests that when the vote is taken, it be taken by roll. Is the member sustained? The member is sustained. When the vote is taken, it will be taken by roll. The question is, shall the House adopt the resolution in concurrence? Are you ready for the question? If so, will the clerk please call the roll?
Arsenault, Williston.
Member from Williston, will the House please come to order? Member from Williston.
Repeat the question, please. Would you? Thank you.
The question is, shall the House adopt the adjournment resolution in concurrence? Are you ready for the question? Member from Williston. 2 minutes, or do you? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Arsenault of Williston.
2 minutes. Will the House please come to order? Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? I would like to remind members that we are in the middle of a roll call vote. Members and guests are prohibited from using computers, phones, or any type of electronic device. Please refrain from the passing of notes and conversations during a roll call. And when the clerk calls your name, please answer in a loud and clear voice so the clerk can accurately record your votes. The question is, shall the House adopt the resolution in concurrence? Will the clerk please continue to call the roll?
Austin of Colchester. Bailey of Hyde Park. Bartholomew of Heartland. Bartley of Fairfax. Rebecca Ovanuski. Byron of Virgins. Bishop of Colchester. Black of Essex. Bloomley of Burlington. Boston of Westminster. Bosch of Clarendon. Gutenberry City. Boyden of Cambridge. Brady of Williston. Brannigan of Georgia. Brigham of St. Albans Town. Brown of Richmond. Burdett of West Rutland. Burke of Brattleboro. Burkhart of South Burlington. Burroughs of West Windsor. Burdick Cabot. Campbell St. Johnsbury. Canfield Fairhaven. Carestuncan of Whitingham. Casey Montpelier.
No.
Casey Hubbardton.
Yes.
Chapin East Montpelier. Charleston of Chester. Christie of Hartford. Gina of Burlington.
No.
Coffin of Cavendish.
Yes.
Cole of Hartford. Colin of Cornwall.
Yes.
Cooper of Pownell.
Yes.
Corcoran of Bennington. Critchlow of Colchester. Lamar of Venusburg. Dickinson of St. Albans Town. Dobrovich of Williamstown. Dodge of Essex. Dolan of Essex Junction. Dogan of St. Johnsbury. Donahue of Northfield. Duke of Burlington. Durfee of Shaftesbury. Eastus of Guilford. Emmons of Springfield. Felsus of Linden. Galfetti of Berrytown. Garifano of Essex. Gorman of Rockingham. Goodnow of Brattleboro. Ghostland of Northfield. Granting of Jericho. Greer of Bennington. Gregoire Fairfield. Hango of Berkshire. Harple of Glover. Harvey of Castleton. Hedrick of Burlington. Higley of Lowell. Holcomb of Norwich. Hooper of Randolph. Houghton of Essex Junction. Howard of Rutland City. Holland of Rutland Town. Port of Hartford. Hunter of Manchester. James of Manchester. Kosenska of Burke. Keyser of Rutland City. Kimball Woodstock. Klepner of Burlington. Kornheiser of Brattleboro. Krasnow South Burlington. Labor of Morgan. Lally of Shelburne. Alona South Burlington. Lamont of Morristown. LaRush of Franklin. Lipsky of Stowe. Logan of Burlington. Long of Newfane. Long of Milton. Leaders of Lincoln. Luno of St. Albans City. McGuire of Rutland City. Malay of Pittsford. Marquardt of Coventry. Maslin of Thetford. McCann of Montpelier. McCoy of Pulteney. McGill of Bridport. Mickless of Milton. Mahaly of Callis. Minier of South Burlington. Morganella of Milton. Morgan Emma Milton. Morris of Springfield. Morrissey of Bennington. Morrow of Weston. Morowiecki of Putney. Nelson of Derby. Nielsen of Brandon. Niagara of Bennington. North of Ferrisburg. Noyes of Woket. Nugent of South Burlington. O'Brien of Tempridge. Odie of Burlington. Oliver of Sheldon. Olson of Starksboro. Page, Newport City. Parsons of Newberry. Hezzo of Colchester. Pinson of Dorset. Pouch of Heinsberg. Powers of Waterford. Precy Bradford. Pritchard of Howlett. Quimby of Linden. Rachelson of Burlington. Stackowitz of Randolph. Shy of Middlebury. Scully of Burlington. Sheldon of Middlebury. Sabia of Dover. Susie of Berrytown. Southworth of Walden. Squirrel of Underhill. Steady Milton. Stevens of Waterbury. Stone of Burlington. Sweeney of Shelburne. Taglavia Corinth. Taylor Menden. Tomlinson of Winooski. Torrey Moortown. Walker Swanton. Wazza Zachaberry City. Waters Evans of Charlotte. Wells of Brownington. White of Waitsfield. White of Bethel. Winter of Ludlow. Wood of Waterbury. Yakavoni, Morristown. Bartholomew, Heartland. Boston, Westminster. Burroughs, West Windsor. Chapin, East Montpelier. Christie, Hartford. Gregoire, Fairfield. Holcomb, Norwich. Hooper, Randolph. Howard, Rutland City. Lamont, Morristown. McGuire, Rutland City. Niagara of Bennington. North of Ferrisburg. O'Brien of Tunbridge. Parsons of Newberry. Sekowitz of Randolph. Scully of Burlington. Torrey, Moretown. And Winter of Ludlow.
For purpose of explanation, member from Glover.
Madam, I am tired and I miss my family. I really want to adjourn, but not at the cost of passing good legislation. I know we will lose the vote on S208, but if we're going to lose, let's at least go down right, fighting for what is right.
Member from St. Albans City.
Madam Speaker, despite the fact that one of the members from Burlington is a Milwaukee Brewers fan, whereby I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan in the same division, and may the Brewers have many injuries between now and the end of the season. And although the other member from Burlington often wears very good attire, but tried to pass off a tablecloth as a cape last year, I still have an affinity to them, and they're great guys.
Will the House please come to order? Member from Berrytown.
Madam Speaker, may I explain my vote?
You may.
The results of this roll call show how purely performative the motion to take up 208 was, especially whether tonight or tomorrow the bill had no path with the Senate adjourned.
Members, please listen to the results of your vote. Those voting yes, 114. Those voting no, 16. The ayes have it, and the resolution is adopted in concurrence. Members, that completes our business for the day. Member from Essex Junction, can you please offer us a motion to direct the clerk to inform the Senate that the House has completed its business and is ready to adjourn sine die pursuant to the provisions of JRS 56?
Madam Speaker, I move that the clerk be directed to inform the Senate that the House has completed its business and is ready to adjourn sine die pursuant to the provisions of JRS 56.
You have heard the motion. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have directed the clerk to inform the Senate that the House has completed its business and is ready to adjourn sine die pursuant to JRS 56. Members, at this time, it is our custom to hear from House leadership as we approach final adjournment. Member from Burlington.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Before we adjourn, I want to take a few moments to thank everyone who makes our work meaningful and possible. First, to those who couldn't be present today. Most importantly, I thank my family, who are my primary motivation for public service, which was initially motivated by a desire to honor my sister's memory, ensure that my father could age with dignity, and create a world that would allow my children to thrive in ways that I couldn't have dreamed of as a working class girl who faced enormous barriers to economic security and feared for my safety in my own home. I want to thank my constituents who have twice now sent me here to represent them, regardless of whether or not the residents of Chittenden 16 are allowed to vote, or even if they chose not to vote for me. I showed up every day with their well-being as my top priority. I tried to treat everyone else's constituents with the same care, and I'm thankful for all Vermonters. Now, to the community that makes up the Vermont House of Representatives, this hallowed institution of our national democracy. To Betsy Ann, Nigel, and Courtney, and the entire clerk's office, You're the quiet backbone of this institution. You make a public record possible. You keep us moving, and more often than not, you make it possible for us to get ourselves in order. And you do it all seemingly at all hours of the day, and we would be lost without you. To Agatha, everyone at the Sergeant at Arms office, and all of our Capitol security staff, thank you for making this building a place where democracy can actually happen safely, smoothly, and inclusively every single day. To Bryn and all of our legislative council, as well as everyone at our joint fiscal office, we can't thank you enough for making us all look like we know what we're talking about. But more seriously, your hard work and partnership with us are crucial to a functioning democracy. To our human resources staff, I can't thank you enough for your patient support to so many of us over and over again. And thanks especially to Scott Moore, who makes sure that we get paid. To our state employees, quasi-public entities, and every grantee and contractor for the state of Vermont, the work that we do would be entirely meaningless without you. You're the boots on the ground, and you know what you're doing. To Majority Leader Houghton, Minority Leader McCoy, our independent colleagues, our committee chairs, and the other leadership for both of the other major parties, serving alongside of you, even in disagreement, has been one of the genuine honors of my life. To Speaker Kerwinski, Connor, and Annalise, thank you for serving the people of Vermont by providing structure and experienced counsel to the whole body. To the Speaker in particular, we thank you for your years of dedicated service to our community and to all of Vermont. You have shown exceptional devotion and sacrifice to Vermonters, and I'm grateful to have served under you and alongside you, representing the residents of the Chittenden 16 District. And to my fellow Progressive Caucus members, Assistant Leader Chena and Representative Tomlinson, your tenacity, your principle, and your willingness to fight for working Vermonters when it would have been easier to stay quiet, I am deeply proud to stand with you. Finally, I want to say something that's been sitting with me all session, and I owe it to this institution to say it plainly. Serving in this chamber has restored my faith in democracy, and it's a faith that I'll take with me for years after my time here in the State House. I've watched Republicans and Democrats and progressives sit in the same room and argue loudly. We've experienced barriers towards understanding each other, and we've come down on opposite sides of issues that are very important to each of us. But then we passed a budget together. I've seen constituents and colleagues' voices change a vote. I've seen a freshman member's question reframe an entire committee debate. This is democracy working. It's imperfect, it's slow, and it's often maddening, but democracy works. And yet, I'm walking out of this chamber and stepping down from this role, deeply worried about our country and our state. What I see in Washington, D.C. is not healthy disagreement. It's not vigorous debate. It's a political culture with leadership that has made winning and money so sacred that governing has become almost beside the point. We have large factions whose political identity is built not on what they are for, but on who they are against. We have a media ecosystem that profits when we're furious at each other. We have algorithms that feed our own worst instincts and call it news. Here in Vermont, we disagree, sometimes sharply, but here we share a table, we share a floor, we have to look each other in the eye. We are at our best when we explain to each other why we disagree and give an opportunity for compromise. The currency of democracy is reason, not ideological bluster, disinformation, and bullying. The antidote to national dysfunction isn't cynicism, it is this. Small rooms, accountable people, doing the difficult, undramatic work of self-governance. What we do here matters, not just for Vermont, it matters as proof that it can be done. So I leave this session grateful and worried, and I think holding both of these things at once is exactly what this moment requires of us. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thanks to all of you.
Member from Poultney.
Madam Speaker and fellow members of the House of Representatives, I will begin by thanking our incredible staff here at the State House. A sincere and heartfelt thanks to our clerk staff, very ably guided by House Clerk Betsy Ann Rask, to Bryn Hare and our Legislative Council, Catherine Benham and the staff at JFO, Agatha Kessler and our Legislative Office team, Chief John Polway and our Capitol Police, our IT wizards under the direction of Kevin Moore, and our custodial staff, who made sure the People's House was always ready for us, as well as our visitors and friends. A special thanks to Rep. Higley and Rep. Burdett for stepping up to leadership in different roles this session. Each and every member of the House Republican Caucus made important contributions, and each member is an integral part of our team. Your dedication and integrity are unmatched, and I am unbelievably honored to serve by your side as we work in the People's House, doing the people's work. Thank you also to House Majority Leader Lori Houghton and Progressive Leader Kate Logan for your patience and cooperation during some challenging debates. I am honored to serve in leadership with you. While our caucus enjoys an increase in members, we are still in the minority. Our caucus asks tough questions, proposes amendments, and debates the bills. Through it all, we remain respectful to the body, the process, and our colleagues across the aisle, House leadership, and you, Madam Speaker. It is not always easy. However, I'm so proud of our caucus's collective efforts to explain our position on bills that will profoundly affect all of Vermont. It is a privilege to serve our constituents, and it is this privilege that we cannot afford to take for granted. The ability to conduct ourselves with civility, even amidst heated debates and passionate arguments over many tough questions facing Vermonters, is something we can all be proud of. It is our duty to ensure the integrity of this body, this institution, we need to preserve it for our future elected officials. Madam Speaker, I had to rewrite this section as your announcement yesterday has thrown everyone in a tailspin. You and I have had a relationship like no other I have had with another person in leadership. We have shared and commiserated on many things. Thank you for allowing me to vet, for our discussions on trying to get to yes. Thank you for listening and taking all sides into consideration before acting. I am thankful and proud to work closely with you in addressing the challenging issues of the day. And those challenging issues are not always about the bills placed before us. We never know what to expect. However, you have always been inclusive in inviting leadership to the table to tackle problems. And for that, I respect and thank you. I wish you well in whatever path you choose. Do not be a stranger, and please keep in touch. And perhaps you may be able to want to share your anger translator for the rest of us in leadership. A heartfelt thanks to those members who are saying goodbye to their public service life to this great state of Vermont, whether it be one term or many. On behalf of all of us, thank you for your service, and thank you for a job well done. As always, happy birthday to those members celebrating birthdays from now until January 2027. Losing my voice, apologies. Finally, thank you to the most important people in our lives, our families and extended families and friends who support us as we commit to doing our jobs as public servants. It is not always easy and can be quite demanding at times. So on behalf of all of us, I wish to publicly thank our home base, those people who we lean on and depend on a day-to-day basis for making our jobs just a bit easier, knowing we have their support. Thank you. Take care, everyone, and stay well. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Member from Essex Junction.
Madam Speaker, as we come to the end of this biennium, I find myself feeling deep gratitude for this work and for all of you. We have listened to constituents and passed legislation that will have a positive impact on the lives of all Vermonters. We should all be proud of our work together. As we prepare to adjourn, I want to join my colleagues in thanking the staff who make this building function every single day. You are the steady force behind the scene, the people who arrive early, stay late, solve problems before most of us know they exist, and carry the institutional knowledge that keeps this place moving. Thank you. To my leadership team, you've been the people I've leaned on, laughed with, and vented to. This job can be demanding and unpredictable, but your integrity, humor, patience, and commitment carried me through more times than you probably know. Thank you. To my counterparts, Patty and Kate, thank you for your partnership and collaboration throughout these 2 years. Even when we approached issues differently, I always appreciated your thoughtfulness, your commitment to your members, and your dedication to the people of Vermont. To Connor and Anna Grace and Molly, there are no words to describe how much you've helped me the last 2 years. Thank you. See? To our speaker, thank you for your steady leadership, your calm presence, and your kindness you bring to this work and each of us. You have made a lasting impact on Vermont and on me, and I will miss you. To our retiring members, I hope you hold close the memories you've made here. Each of you have made an impact. Please don't forget it. And to every member in this chamber, thank you. Over the course of this biennium, you have challenged me, taught me, and helped me grow. Some of the most important moments for me came through hard conversations, where someone pushed me to see an issue differently, asked a difficult question I hadn't considered, or shared an experience that changed the way I thought about the policy. You have reminded me that leadership is not about always being right. It is about listening carefully, being willing to learn, and understanding that none of us sees the full picture alone. As we leave this session and return to our communities, I hope we carry forward not just the pride in the legislation we passed, but appreciation for the ways we do this work. Staying curious, approaching disagreement with humility, and making sure we take time to laugh. Thank you for your service, your passion, and your willingness to do this difficult work. It has been an honor to serve alongside you. I wish you all a restful summer and a safe travels home.
Members, when we gavelled in at the beginning of this biennium, we knew the work ahead of us would not be easy. Vermonters were asking big questions of us. How do we make our state more affordable, build stronger communities, and ensure that the next generation of Vermonters can build a future here for themselves? Those questions demanded urgency, but they also demanded trust. Trust in this institution, trust in one another, and that even during the difficult moments, we could still come together to do the work. And over these past years, that's exactly what we have done here. Together, we've taken on some of the biggest challenges facing our state. From the pandemic to flood recovery, we stepped up for our friends, our families, and our neighbors. We worked with our state employees, teachers, and state police to stabilize our public pension system, guaranteeing their retirement future and saving taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars in the future. We've worked to expand housing opportunities for working families and older Vermonters by creating thousands of new housing units across the state. We've made historic investments in flood recovery and community resilience. We've continued to work to strengthen access to healthcare and childcare and support our workforce and invest in the future of public education. We've had many long nights, difficult debates, and at times we disagreed deeply on the path forward. But time and time again, we all came back to the table, we rolled up our sleeves, and we kept working. That matters. That truly, truly matters. Because at a time when political discourse across this country seems to reward division, we can show Vermonters that it is possible to govern and to do so through patience, through collaboration, and a willingness to listen. And while the work in this body is often measured in the bills and budgets that we pass, the true measure of this chamber is something so much harder to quantify. It's found in the relationships that we build. This chamber has always been bigger than any one person, any one party, and any one moment in time. Each of us has been given a deep responsibility by our neighbors and communities to carry their voices forward in our time here. And serving as speaker alongside of you has been one of the biggest honors of my life. I've had the honor and privilege of witnessing this body navigate through so many amazing moments and tough challenges. These moments often occurring in front of the public eye, in committee or on the floor. But my favorite memories are the quieter moments most Vermonters never witness. Members helping one another through difficult days, offering support regardless of politics, and members coming together to support a colleague through a rough time. Those moments may never make headlines, but they are what makes this place so incredibly special. To the staff at the State House, you are amazing. There is simply not enough words to express our gratitude. You are the people who keep this institution running every single day, from drafting legislation to balancing budgets, to preparing committee rooms before sunrise and closing up long after session ends. Your work makes democracy function. To our House Clerk's office, you have had our backs, making sure that we had the right motions and we were understanding the rules. Betsy Ann, thank you for everything. You are incredible. This House could not do its job with all of you, all of the staff, and we are endlessly grateful. Thank you to the staff. To our families and our loved ones, thank you for standing by us while we do this work. Thank you to my husband, Tim, for your endless support. Public service asks a great deal, not only of those elected, but to the people standing beside them. Your patience, your sacrifice, and your support makes this all possible. Let's thank our families and our loved ones. To our committee chairs, thank you for all your hard work shepherding our body's work. You've guided this body through weighty issues and hard choices with determination, with thoughtful compromise, and with a clear sense of purpose. I'm proud of the work we've done together, and thank you so much for your hard work. To my staff in the Speaker's office, Molly, Hannah Grace, and Connor, this building wouldn't function without you. I wouldn't function without you. You have been my rock. And like I said earlier, Connor, hiring you was the best decision I made when I became Speaker. Let's thank them. To my dear district mate and minority leader, Representative Logan, thank you for all your hard work and advocacy this session. It's been so great working with you, and I wish you the best in whatever is next. Please don't be a stranger and keep in touch. To our minority leader, Representative McCoy, thank you so much for your steadfast partnership as we navigated through this session. I deeply appreciate our partnership and our friendship. We've worked hard together to model collaboration and compromise. I will miss working with you so much, and whoever the next speaker will be, they would be so lucky to have you as their minority leader. And to our majority leader, Representative Houghton, you've met every challenge with grace and grit and deep focus. You are pragmatic, thoughtful, grounded in the work, and so committed to the people that we serve. I have so appreciated your support and grateful for the way that you have led our caucus. Thank you so much for being an incredible leader and a friend. Thank you. Members, soon we'll return to our homes in the calm of non-legislative work. We'll run into neighbors at the grocery stores, at school events, at town meetings, at the transfer station. Vermonters will ask what we accomplished here, but they'll also ask what comes next. And the answer is the work continues throughout legislators and leaders paving the way. As I reflect on this time in the chamber, I keep on coming back to something I believed since the first day I started. Vermont works best when we all work together. And because of that, I am leaving this role hopeful. Hopeful because I have seen what is possible when people stay at the table and remain committed to solving problems together. Recognizing that we all want a better future for all of our communities. Hopeful because despite the noise and division that so often dominates our politics, this chamber continues to prove that collaboration and public service still matters. And I am hopeful because of all of you. Thank you for your partnership, your dedication, and your commitment to the people of Vermont. Thank you for the trust that you placed in me to serve in this role. It has been an honor of a lifetime. Thank you, and safe travels home. Thank you. Thank you. Now, member from Essex Junction, can you please offer us a motion for the appointment of a committee of 6 to inform the governor that the House has completed its business and is ready to adjourn sine die pursuant to the provisions of JRS 56?
Madam Speaker, I move that a committee of 6 be appointed to inform the governor that the House has completed its business and is ready to adjourn sine die pursuant to the provisions of JRS 56.
You have heard the motion. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have directed that a committee of 6 be appointed to inform the governor that the House has completed its business and is ready to adjourn sine die pursuant to JRS 56. Pursuant to your action, the chair appoints the following members to serve on the part of the House: the member from Essex Junction, Representative Houghton; the member from Poultney, Representative McCoy; the member from Burlington, Representative Logan; the member from Manchester, Representative James; the member from Coventry, Representative Marcotte; and the member from Northfield, Representative Donahue. We will now wait in the chamber as we wait for the committee to escort the governor to the House. Would the committee please come to the well of the House? Will members kindly take their seats? Will the committee please come forward?
Madam Speaker, membership of the House of Representatives, please rise. Thank you. Madam Speaker, it is my distinct privilege to present to you the Governor of the great state of Vermont, the Honorable Philip D. Scott.
How are you?
Well, good evening. It's actually pretty early, right? Since I'm the only thing standing between you and going home, I'm going to try and make this brief. I guarantee it'll take less time than it did to roll call the adjournment address. As this session comes to a close, I want to begin by thanking all of you, the legislative staff, my team, and all of our Vermonters who came to the State House to share their views about life in Vermont. I especially want to thank the Speaker for her leadership in a very difficult role through some very difficult times, including recovering from the pandemic and summer floods. Despite our differences over the last 6 years, we've been able to build a strong, respectful, working relationship that has served the House and Vermonters very well. Madam Speaker, thank you so much for your service to the people of Vermont, and I truly am going to miss you. I'd also like to recognize my own representative, who will not be seeking re-election, the senior member from Northfield. And don't get excited, I said the senior member from Northfield. She and I have served in the building in one capacity or another for over 20 years. And in that time, Ann Donahue has been a tireless advocate for her constituents and those who don't often have a voice in the building or across the state. She stood for those who often cannot stand for themselves, fighting for the dignity of every person. When Representative Donahue stands up on the floor, everyone typically listens because everyone knows she's read every single word of the bill and is genuinely trying to add to the debate and conversation without a hint of politics. Her impact will be felt for years to come. And I want to thank you for your service to Vermont, for being a great state representative for me and all your constituents. The work each of you do in the chamber, regardless of which side of the aisle you're on, isn't easy, but it's important and it's appreciated. So I thank you. And while we haven't agreed on every issue this year, I believe Vermont is best served when different perspectives are at the table. And the voices of the minority party are heard. Because if we want to get things done, we need to listen to each other. Vermonters sent a clear message in the last election. They want policies grounded in affordability, practicality, and common sense. They want to be included in the conversation, especially those from rural Vermont and the towns and cities who feel they've been left behind. And they want government that listens to the concerns of working families, retirees, small businesses, and communities struggling with rising costs. That additional balance and collaboration mattered this session, and both are important and are an example of how government can work when very different opinions and very different voices come together to listen and learn with respect and civility. I'll use education reform as an example. For years, many avoided difficult conversations about the long-term sustainability of our education system. This biennium, we finally began having those conversations honestly. But for too long, those challenges and many others were treated as temporary problems that could be managed year after year by simply throwing more money at them. But structural problems require structural solutions. Now, I didn't get everything I wanted, and neither did you. But that's the way compromise works. And we made progress and agreed the status quo is not sustainable. On a variety of issues, we moved the conversation from inaction towards change. And that matters. Because as I travel across the state, this is what I typically hear from everyday Vermonters. They want to feel safe in their communities. They want good schools. They want to have access to affordable health care. They want to be able to pay their rent or mortgage, make their car payment, have food for their family, fuel for the furnace, and have a little left over to provide for their kids. And they want to know they can still afford to live in the state they love. Those are the challenges we all face. And while we've made progress over the last 2 years, they won't go away with the fall of the gavel. So we must remain focused as we move forward, focused on those issues, those common issues that we all face. But even with all the headwinds, I'm optimistic about our future because I believe Vermonters are practical and independent people who recognize the difference between the partisan politics we see in Washington and the work we need to do here at home. And how we do it and how we treat each other still matters to them, and it still matters to me. So again, I thank you for your work this session and for your service to the people of Vermont. We should all be proud of the things we actually did accomplish, and I look forward to making more progress in the years ahead. I truly hope you enjoy your summer. It's well deserved. Thank you.
Will the committee please assemble in the well of the House to escort the governor? Okay. Will the House please come to order? Now, member from Essex Junction, can you please offer us a motion to adjourn Sine Die pursuant to the provisions of JRS 56?
Madam Speaker, I move that the House now adjourn Sine Die pursuant to the provisions of JRS 56.
The member from Essex Junction moves that the House now adjourn Sine Die pursuant to the provisions of JRS 56. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and this body stands adjourned until the 2026 session. And Sine Die.